All right, guys, this episode is brought to you by Major Beauty. Your girl is about to hook you up because y'all know how I do my lashes all the time. And Major Beauty is going to offer $20 off your initial full set of lashes. And the first 6 months, you can also use this promo code HER20 and you can get $20 off your membership because she does offer membership services. So she not only does eyelashes, she also does permanent makeup, those new henna eyebrows. If you're not ready to go full force on the tattooing of the eyebrows, you can try them out by getting this henna stuff done. I haven't tried it because y'all know I got microbladed eyebrows, but I do use Kiana for my lashes. She is my new lash tech. I'm loving her. She's great and she's super duper professional and you're going to love her little studio. So check her out, The Major Beauty. Make sure you use promo code HER20 to get a discount off your full set and your membership for the next 6 months, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Her Lounge podcast. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Marisol and this is my host, Rob G TV.
What is up, everybody?
I am in an amazing mood. My week started off great. So, you
sound like you're in a good mood.
I am.
You got all done up. The hair's just in a messy bun. The fit is on check. What do the kids say these days? The fit is
cute, cool.
something like that.
Know. You're slaying. There you go.
Oh,
because that's Penny's new word, y'all.
We're all gonna say it now.
My 4-year-old says slay. I think she got it from Penny. Mickey,
Mickey? That's the title of the episode. You slay it, girl.
Slay it, girl. So it started off great. Got up, went to the gym, left my little shake ready for when I finished working out. I try to go fasted to my first workout of the day, just because I can't jump and kick with some food. Even a little, I'll have a piece of toast because I can't let nothing sit in there. It's too hot, you know?
Totally feel you.
So I'll have a piece of toast with my coffee. Then I go to the gym. And then that piece of toast was like nothing after being there for 10 minutes in the boiling hot warehouse. But anyway, I'm back on it. I'm so excited. And stay tuned because this bounce back is not going to be no joke. On that note, let's go to my quote of the day. Actually, I found this one. And it says 7 rules of life. And I thought that was kind of cool. And, not always true, but I think. 1, make peace with your past so it does not affect the present. And I want to elaborate on some of these. So this is where I thought this was a great thing to read. 2, what others think of you is none of your business. 3, time heals almost everything. Give it time. 4, don't compare your life to others and don't judge them. You have no idea what their journey is all about. You see that a lot. I don't know how many memes or quotes I see that always say that. It's all right not to know all the answers. They will come to you when you least expect it. Number 6, you are in charge of your happiness. And number 7, smile. You don't own all the problems in the world. And there's those 7 rules of life.
I like that.
Right? Aren't those good?
Oh, somebody here? Chingo here?
Chingo's here.
Oh, I'll close the door. Go ahead.
Hi, boo. Chingo just did jiu-jitsu too, my G.
Man, in his heat. Way to go.
For real. The reason I was thinking about that is, so for those who are not part of the Discord, don't know, so Dawn is now going to help me take the Her Lounge to a whole other level, which I'm so excited about, because I'd tell her, I'm like, sometimes I would see people having like creative meetings, right? Mm-hmm. And I used to have those, right? And then creative meetings became solo, where I was doing them by myself, right? So yesterday, Dawn was very patient with me, and we got on Zoom and we kind of, went through what we're going to start doing, the newsletter, just kind of talking about what we're going to start doing. And I was like, oh my God, this feels like everything's starting to fall into place. I clear out one storage unit where now it's in the studio. Now the merch is going to be set up over there. Dawn's going to start helping me. I'm starting to use Google Calendar for everyone who's like, yeah, everyone uses it. I know, but I never did. I don't like digital. I like everything analog. I like to be able to write it down, and I like to be able to do it manually. I still have that, so don't worry. That hasn't gone away. But anyway, I like that. That's kind of like organizing the life is kind of back, and because I have felt since after I had Sonny, I'm sorry, like I never got on track. Like my fucking train derailed and it never just jumped back. It just felt like one thing after another. And they were all positive things. Don't get me wrong. Like we were in the process of buying a new house. We were looking, also touring, going out of town. Mm-hmm. So there was like a lot happening. None of it bad, but it just felt like, oh my God, when am I going to get to me? I'm never going to get to me. And here I am 1 year later, still overweight, and I still haven't like reached my goal. So it just kind of felt nice to just say, I'm doing this. Like Sonny is 1 now. I'm kind of done with birthday parties. Everybody completed their birthday. So I'm done with that. Pete's like, please don't plan no dinner for me. I just want to go to a coffee shop. Let's just go to a coffee shop, tell my family to come meet me there. And we're just going to sit there and chit chat. Like, I don't want to do this like whole elaborate thing that you always kind of like try to plan. I'm going to be honest with you. For me, birthdays are very important. And I've always just seen them that way. It's the one thing I feel is super important. I don't care for Christmas. I mean, I care for Christmas like because of religious reasons, but like gifting, I don't find there's no reason for us to be gifting shit to each other.
Yeah.
My personal opinion. This is not about you, but we've made this whole Santa Claus thing, and you know what I'm saying? And so I get it. I try to participate and be there for my kids' sake so they have a great memory. Otherwise, like, well, dang, why, just because you felt that way? So in a way, I guess I pick up some of Jehovah's Witness fucking habits, right? Because I think they don't celebrate Christmas, right?
Bro, that whole religion, that whole everything, even though I didn't really go to it very long or really like believe in it at all or whatever, it is ingrained in me, and I don't care almost about any holiday.
Because of that,
because
right?
Of that.
What is it, the one that they do?
I don't know that they do any of them, to tell you the truth.
They don't do any of them?
I don't think so.
Because I remember I had these 2 twin friends, these guys, and I remember their parents did let them go to birthday parties, though, like attend like other people's events. But I remember it was their birthday, and I was like, oh my God, what are we doing for y'all's birthday? And they were like, yeah, so they had to hide their presents too when they got home.
What's weird is that we still did stuff like because my dad wasn't like Jehovah's Witness or whatever, so we would still celebrate, we'd still do the birthdays and all that stuff. But when it came to like her feelings about it, you knew she didn't really care about it very much.
Question, and I don't know if you do or don't know, and it's my brain that always goes everywhere. Is there a reason for that? Like, is it in a book that they read? Or is it, because I don't know anywhere in the Bible that doesn't say anything to not celebrate. So I'm curious.
As much as I love just talking in generalities, like I know what I'm talking about, I would love to do that to religion, but I'd rather not, because I really don't know.
You don't know?
I don't at all.
Oh, okay. I just thought
I'm going to find out now, because I know there's other Jehovah's Witnesses in the Discord, I think.
Oh, okay. I'd love to know. So yeah, if you're Jehovah's Witness, tell me what the reason is, Not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm saying there's a I really don't feel there's a purpose for it for Christmas. I really don't, because again, we're doing it based on this imaginative, like this Santa Claus thing. It's not, I get it. They brought gifts to God, but you're not God. Like Jesus, you're not. Is you Jesus? I don't know what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm confused as to why we do that, right?
Yeah.
And I've never really taken the time to look or read or any of it, but I guess I should before I talk shit. But you know what I'm saying?
It's more fun when you don't.
Yeah. But I'm just saying. So I'm really good about making things. Birthdays are very important to me, because I guess even more so, I've always done things for birthdays. But I think after my dad passed away, even more so, because I realized how fortunate we are to celebrate a whole year of life. You know what I'm saying? You just literally turned a whole different year of life. So I always think like birthdays are super duper important. That's why I like to go all out for the girls. Birthdays, make it special. I mean, there comes a point where you're too old now. We're not doing shit. You know what I'm saying? I think my mom stopped at 10.
I was going to ask you, when do you stop?
I think my mom stopped at 10. I think that's about a good age. I think.
But when are you going to stop?
I think once they hit the 13, I'm done. Like, you can have a sleepover. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to sleepover? Do you want to take a trip? Do you want to go do something with like a friend or two? We're not doing this whole everybody's coming,
But what about the quinceañera?
Yeah, I don't know if I didn't want one. I was forced to have one by my mom, because she said I was her. Her oldest. Her oldest. Oh, that's my mom. Hold on a second. Sorry, I forgot to put my.
Go ahead. Oh, I thought you were about to answer and put Angeles on the podcast.
So, those were just things that I kind of, I find very important to do. So birthdays are done, and I always try to do it for Pete as well. So, he was just this year, he said, can you please not? He's like, I want to just go to a coffee shop. So, all right, that's what's up. Yeah. So I don't know. I was just kind of like thinking about all those things about like, someone at the gym, at the place where I go work out at, they thought for some reason I was like in my early 30s, and I was like, because I kept like, she plays this playlist, and it's like an 80s playlist, and I'm like, oh my God, these are all my jams. And she's like, how do you know all these songs? I was like, because there's the songs that I grew up with. It's like,
yeah,
you grew up with these? And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, well, how old are you? I'm like, about to be 41. And she was like, why did I think you were like 33, 34? And I was like, well, I don't know, but I love your thought. And I think she thought that because I'm so fucking old still having kids. Because who's still having kids at almost 40? So I said, wait, did you think that I was young because I'm barely having kids? She's like, yeah, I think that's where I was like, yeah, it's all right. And then the other girl goes, well, you also look really young from the face. She's like,
I was going to say it's a compliment, right?
So I was like, okay. So I was just like, okay, I'll take the compliment. But I just thought it was funny. Anyway, so I was talking to people there. You partner up with people, right? So you kind of like, there's really not enough oxygen to have conversations. But when you're taking like a little break, like you kind of exchange conversation. And it's crazy because it's the things people are into. So today's subject is things people are into. Because she said she went to this event at Numbers, right? But it was like a pop-up, right? And it was different vendors who she likes weird shit. She's like a punk person. Her kids are too. She's super trendy. She has the coolest haircut. If I could rock it, I'm not gonna lie to you, I would do it. She has all the sides shaved. She has like this fucking high-ass mullet, and then there's a rat tail on the back. It looks fucking dope.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't look dope.
She's real tall and thin, and she's like into fitness. So, she's kind of like, she's real earthy. I don't really know how to describe her. I loved her. She's my favorite person to work out with. When I was pregnant, she was also my favorite person to work out with because she did so much to accommodate. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, your stomach is really dropped, so you're going to have to kick out that way. Because my stomach, she's like, oh my God, girl, I think you're going to have the baby here. I was like, no, I'll be fine. She's like, well, the good thing is I have, she's has a doula experience. I'm like, that's good. So it was funny. But anyway, so she's into like weird, gothy things, right? And I said, so this entire market she's like, oh yeah, it's like, you have like the weird scary doll. So there was just someone there selling scary dolls, like, there's somebody else selling like weird art. And so she showed me pictures and video, and it was like literally a pop-up for people who are into like goth shit, like, and I don't even know what goth really all entails, except it's been a label for so many years. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Right. I don't really know what that means,
like,
but I guess
a Satanist,
like
black
the black. I don't really know what that means. Like, you like Halloween? Because I love Halloween, so I don't even know. But like, does that make me goth? I love Halloween.
Why do you love Halloween?
I really think it has to do with our religion.
Because
we weren't allowed to celebrate it. I dressed up one time in this plastic Snow White fucking outfit, but remember back then they were made out of plastic.
Everything was made out of plastic.
Do you remember that?
I do. It was like the tablecloth from a birthday.
Yes, it was a whole suit and then just the mask you wore.
How lame, but also it was super fun.
It was super fun. So I was Snow White, and that's the only time my mom let me dress up, and it was because I was going with my cousins, and I think they were having to do like a church event, and my cousins did Halloween, so it was like, she's gonna have to wear this because she can't go out without a costume. And my parents were just kind of like, well, I guess, type of thing. But anyway, I thought it was interesting. And then you go and you start to think about people who are into feet, right? Then that's a whole other thing. I know y'all are like wondering, where's this going? These are the rabbit holes, guys, that I go down, and I don't know why I do these. It's a weird thing that I've developed as an older person.
Dude, I'll tell you after we record this episode, somebody who I know that does that. And I don't want to shout it out for the reason that I don't want this to get tied back to them, because I don't know that they'd really want to know that they're the ones doing this, but it's hilarious. It's just a feed page. And people are into it. Big time.
Like doing weird shit with it.
Like just fetishes in general have always so strange to me. I mean, I'm not judging by no means.
Me either, because everybody has their own,
Fetish.
whatever floats your boat kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So the crazy thing is that I was looking at this whole page of this girl because it's sounding weird on this thing. Can you move the cord a little bit?
Oh, weird.
There you go. Right there. Again. No, right there. Sorry, guys. So anyway, long story short, I follow this girl that I know who modeled for me a long time ago, right? I didn't know she did all these other things, right? Like this burlesque type and then other stuff, right? And I didn't know. But then she posted something and tagged someone, and I clicked on their page, and their stuff is about feet, right? So she gives you like previews of her feet stuff. I mean, there was one where she just has her feet curled, like her toes are curled, not her feet. Her feet were actually curled too. And it's just like, it looks like when you just got out the pool, like,
She's having a panic attack, or her toes are curling up.
It just said like a cat
like
type thing.
Like
I was just like,
weird.
Is it a foot thing? And I don't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So then I keep going, checking down her thing. Now she's like, someone's got their blindfolds on their eyes, and she's got like this stocking on her foot, and she's got one of those whips that like kind of are used for also like sensory, like you touch. What are those called?
Oh yeah.
Gosh, why can't I think of it? I know the name of it.
I know what you're talking about. It's like the loose, like,
yeah. So it's like a sensory type thing. Anyway, so she's like rubbing, and I'm just like, wait, you can't talk politics. You get fucking banned, but this kind of shit is on social media. I said, the world has gone mad, y'all. I mean, and I just like, it was the weirdest thing because I just had this conversation with this lady about how she went to this, event or a pop-up. It's what it is. It was literally a festival during the day. And now this person, and I was just like, we are so weird. Humans are so weird. Aren't we just fucking weird? And I've noticed that more so and I'm not saying anybody in our Discord is weird. What I'm saying is everybody's got a different story.
Yeah,
right?
Let's be real. There's weirdos in there.
No, I don't think, and I love.
And I say that as a term of endearment.
And I feel like I love how everyone is so different, right? But one of the things that I read, right? One of the seven, the 7 rules of life says, don't compare your life to others and don't judge them. You have no idea what the journey is all about, right? And I think we do that a lot. I think so, even more so now, we do that even more. Perfect example, and I hate that we're going to go into politics, right? But I'm just going to use this as an example.
Yes.
If you wear a red MAGA hat, or now they're calling you a maggot, right? Or maggot.
Oh, is it? They're trying to make that stick? Thing. Oh, I had no idea.
Totally trying to stick maggot, or I don't even know how you pronounce it. Maggot, stick, whatever. So if you wear a red hat that says MAGA on it, right? Immediately you're racist now, right?
Gino's going to kick the door open and explain the whole thing.
So that's a whole thing, right?
Or just wearing a flag, or just wearing a shirt with a flag on it.
Right. And then you automatically assume that if you see someone with an American flag, that they must be a conservative or they must be right wing. It's like we no longer assume that just because you have an American flag, you can still be a Democrat. And it doesn't mean that you still fucking vibe with everything these weirdos are vibing with right now. You see what I'm saying? But isn't it amazing how social media has shaped us to just be judgmental?
Well, this is a perfect, like, not segue, but a perfect time to plug my podcast. So I launched my solo podcast over the weekend, right?
Okay.
And it's called That's Odd because of all the oddities that happen on a day-to-day basis. You and I talk for 2 hours on a day. Chino and I talk for hours on another day. And I was saying on the intro episode, I'm left with all of these different stories that we've talked about driving home. I'm just like, I can't believe that's real. I can't believe that's real. That's so wild. It's so crazy. It's so odd. So yes, like if you want to go subscribe to it, it's called That's Odd, the podcast. And I'm going to be breaking stuff like this down because it's odd to us, but other people think it's normal, right?
I just feel like it's crazy. So I've been trying to read my books again, trying to find time. I really want to make that a thing, like where I at least finish a book a month. So I want to try to read a book a month.
That's
and
super
I know
doable.
that, and I know that, that's why I went for a month. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
not a week.
realistically, I can't read a book in a week. As much as I would love to, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh shit!
oh, she's here.
Marissa's already here.
So anyway, we were talking about Marissa before you joined us.
Yes, tell me.
How people are into weird shit.
Software.
Like, for example, Marissa's into motherfuckers who are just about to be dead next week, and she loves watching prostitutes.
I love
She sends me
prostitutes.
prostitute videos all the time, and then you get depressed about your own life, and you're like, damn, how can I help this lady? Like I told you, she had me down asking this person in Arizona if I could take that lady's baby. I had to email that guy. I said, who's going to take care of this baby?
Woo.
I'm not kidding you, Rob.
I
literally
literally make you. You did that to yourself.
That's why
girl.
I can't go down them rabbit holes. And that's the kind of rabbit holes I go down now. It's like I hear something and it's like, let me look this shit up.
Yeah.
Who else is doing this? So I was telling him that I saw this girl who used to did some modeling for my brand when I first kicked it off.
Mm-hmm.
And she tagged someone who does stuff with feet. And there's a whole thing with feet.
I know.
And I had no idea. I mean,
That
to the
was my
point.
plan for the OnlyFans, but it was going to be like ASMR feet. So I was gonna like
Ooh,
focus
do, like,
everything
walking
on the
pudding
feet,
and shit?
and then put like lotion and stuff, and then it was just gonna be loud, like you know what I'm saying?
bet so many people
and then
would be
there would
into
be
that.
days where I would like put something on my feet, like a cucumber, and then just rub it and do ASMR.
She had it, y'all.
and then
Somebody
there'll be
get it.
days.
Somebody record her feed doing it.
There'll be days when I have a guest, and then we're both smashing feet with cream.
Marissa, how
And
much
then
money can we make
holding
right now? Because
cucumbers.
this might be the studio we're going to do that in.
I'm saying we got to do it. I'm ready.
I'm ready to stay home.
Use some of the kids' toys like kinetic sand.
Oh my!
Maybe a little bit of Play-Doh here and there, but the kinetic sand will probably go far.
Woo! Aiden just got into ASMR because I was like, he's so sensory driven that I bet this noise of like the chewing of the, he fucking loves it.
I bought his box is on the way. I bought him a sensory box. It's funny you say that.
thank
For his birthday
you.
because we didn't go to his party.
Thank you.
Anyway, so I thought I had a conversation with one of the ladies that I work out with. So just to kind of recap you real quick. And she was saying that she went to this pop-up at Numbers, but it's like I forgot what I forgot what the name was. Basically it was like gothery, like art, what is it? Artistery? What is that called whenever it's like all handmade?
Artisan?
But it was with goddessin, like Gothison, like, you know what I'm saying?
okay.
Like they
Got it,
kind of
got
put the
it.
two words together.
Yeah.
So anyway, so she says she likes a lot of weird shit. She was talking about how people were selling little dolls, like little weird demon looking dolls and Ouija boards and, rocks and like little doll heads and water.
That sounds like Marissa was pretty gothic as a kid.
I don't want to do that.
So she went to a whole thing like that. So I was telling Rob, I was like, aren't we just weird? And I was just telling him how social media also, and I told him, I said, I didn't want to bring politics in, but it's like, now if you see someone with the MAGA hat, right? And if you didn't know, now they're calling people who are Trump supporters or I guess MAGA maggots.
Interesting.
It's what I said. I was like, oh, they're trying to make that
No,
stick.
they're
Well, I got
really
a problem with the again part because too many motherfuckers had to get stomped on for a few bitches to be great. But make America great, bitch. I'm here.
Yeah, like
I'm here for it.
so I'm saying, isn't it crazy? Like before, did you honestly know? We didn't know. Look how long we worked with Rob on our podcast. Never knew that Rob, with the way Rob voted, never even knew that Rob was conservative. Never
Didn't
even
matter.
didn't know.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
So that's my point. I feel like social media, because here's what made me think about it. I talked to Don about this yesterday, and I was gonna bring it up, but then I didn't want to fuck up Just Tears Bible study. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as I'm
Girl,
talking
don't
about
fuck
the
up her Bible
I know
study.
I'm talking. I like that I'm joined the Bible study. I've never done one before, not even in church when I was like having to go to church. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't go to that. But she's actually made it interesting because it's a book. She has these notes that she emails you and then you kind of marinate on them, and then we talk about them on Thursday. Well, one of the questions, and I'm sorry I'm saying it on here, Jess, it was last week anyway. It was like, what is your purpose with social media? What is your purpose with social media? Like, what are you on social media for? What are you doing on there?
I love that question.
What is it servicing? Like, what type of does it do for you?
Yeah.
And when I read it, I was like, well, duh, it's the obvious. I only get on here to post about my job, you know what I'm saying? Or what's happening. And then I'm like, my numbers on my personal page, while I know most are like, you're still at 26.7. Yeah, I was at almost 29 at one point. Then, elections happened and some of y'all unfollowed me. And then I've just been losing them more lately because I didn't be posting shit on because I just I can't do it.
Yeah.
Rob even had to say, because I had said, nah, let me start posting. And then he finally just came to me and was like, can I just start posting again? I was like, fuck it, just start posting again, Rob. Just do it. Just do it, because it's this is gonna go to shit too.
Yeah.
And he's the reason for the following. Because before he came, there was 237 people that followed that account.
The message has to get out there.
And
Yes,
he did
right.
a good job. We're at 1,000 followers now. So guys, keep spreading it, please.
I think 1,200.
1,200?
I think so,
Okay,
yeah.
so
that's
there you go. And then I keep up with my apparel because, I have to keep up with that, And I just have lost interest in my personal page. I just don't care to. And I'm just like, I'm just going to do stories. Why do I have to post something?
Yeah.
Dude, that's been me for the last 4 years.
So I'm just like, I'm just going to do stories. And if I don't have nothing meaningful to post, why am I going to post it? I'm actually taking pictures tomorrow with Ilse because this weird storm came through last Tuesday and we were in the middle of our shoot, y'all. It literally looked like the end of time.
That's what I thought. I
don't
said, where
remember
did
that.
It
it come
was
from?
bright as hell. And then all of a sudden, I just saw this. It literally looked like, a time lapse. Like it went.
Yeah.
We even lost power twice.
Exactly.
And then my friend called me. She's like, bitch, do you have power? I was like, I do. Come through. But I didn't know that it was that bad.
I mean, it's kind of weird how that happened. So we had to cut the photo shoot short. So I was just glad though, because my cousin got to do all the ones that I was not going to do, So they came all the way from Katy. So I was like, had this been canceled, it would have sucked because they
Damn.
came from during traffic, because my photo shoot was at 5. So they had to leave super early so that they wouldn't catch traffic. So anyway,
yeah.
I have not had any desire to really post on my personal unless it's something meaningful.
Yeah.
Like my random picture that I posted on Sunday, it was me and Sunny in the pool.
Oh,
and I
I
just felt
loved
like posting it because I was
Yeah.
like, this is what my Sunday is looking like.
Yeah.
I'm here with
This is me, y'all.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was not Sunday. It was Saturday. I went to go work at the Hive during the day. And shout out to Kathleen, who I didn't know, but is part of our Discord. She's also who saved us during COVID. She hooked us up with some medicines.
Oh, wow.
So she is saved in my phone as Real Deal Kathleen.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Because she came through and told me all I needed to do.
Amen. Hallelujah.
So she's a nurse. So, shout out. So I met her for the first time. She's also big time into politics, y'all. So she was handing out flyers for someone in District 7. I forgot his name.
Mm-hmm.
So she came in and she's like, I just stopped by because I wanted to see what the store looked like. And then she's like, Marisol. And I'm like backing up, right? Because I'd always...
Who wants to know?
Yeah, I'm always like, well, that's
Yeah.
weird. Why are you coming in? And I don't know who you are. And it's like, nice to meet you. And I was like, nice to meet you too. And then she's like, it's me, Kathleen. I'm like, okay, say that. Say
Lead
Kathleen
with that.
first.
Lead with that.
Say Kathleen first. Because before you're just like, hey. So anyway, she brought her friend in. So it was kind of, because her friend's like, she doesn't seem to know who you are. She's like, I'm Kathleen. I'm like, oh, okay. But anyway, my point of that is like, it's funny. Another thing, I'm not going to say no names just in case anybody listening from the Hive is on here. I don't want to say that. But I've worked with certain ladies who also kind of have the similar, I guess, values and things that I agree with and don't agree with. And we've had these conversations. And I'm going to tell you guys that it was the craziest thing to me that when the next person came in for their shift, who is a very, very lefty Larry person, okay? They said, hey, just stop. Let's stop talking. Let's not have this conversation anymore. And I was like, what? Okay. Because heaven forbid that we have a conversation that someone who comes in doesn't agree with us.
That's what I don't get. And this is what's so frustrating is like, it's important to have lefty Larrys, but it's also important to have people who have conservative views.
Yeah.
And when you're on these two sides, that is the point of discussion, because then you can come up with some kind of solution. Or we don't do that anymore.
We don't have open dialogue anymore.
We don't have open dialogue. How are you supposed to come up with a good idea or a solution or anything without having different ideas?
If you want to yell at somebody, that's your camera, by the way. If you let this white one right here.
Oh.
If you want to yell out right at the camera,
bitch.
that's what I'm waiting for.
It's so fucking frustrating.
And that's kind of where my rabbit hole went, because then I started looking at other
Let's
things.
stop
People
talking.
are
No, bitch, we about to start talking for
She's
real.
like,
For
they
real.
went like this. Literally, they went, "Hey, just let's not talk." She just got here. and I said,
she didn't say that. Someone told you that.
Yes,
She,
it was three
I
of
thought
us.
she came in and says, "No, let's stop."
That would have been
Let's stop
so
talking.
funny, though.
But wait. And the funny thing is, while we were kind of conversing, they were trying to feel where I stood.
Yeah.
Is that not crazy? You give hints to see where this person, and I was observing all this. That's the funny thing.
But I don't like that either. I don't like people fishing to figure out
No.
what
But I think it was because they wanted to have the conversation we were having, and I was at the checkout. I was standing there.
That's why you wear a MAGA hat all the time, so they don't have to fish.
So it was
They know.
funny. So it was like I was standing there. They were. This is what happened. They were having a conversation. I kind of came up, right, and they kept talking because they don't know me. And I think the reason they kept talking was to see kind of where I stood.
Yeah.
And then I kind of gave my 2 cents in.
to see if you checked all their boxes and then y'all could be friends.
No. I think it's to see what they can talk about and can't talk about, because they don't want for anybody to be like mad at anybody just because you don't agree with each other's point of views.
Yeah.
And so I didn't take it as though, let's see if you fit with us. I think they were trying to see, like, can we have this? Like, almost like they were scared.
Yeah.
They weren't like trying to judge me. They were trying to see, like, can we talk about this, or is somebody going to fucking start calling us racist here? Right.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I took it. I didn't get the vibe of like, do you check off? I got it more of the, okay, bitch, can we still talk about what we were talking about? Because you walked into our conversation, you know,
Yeah.
type of thing. So then she pulls up, this girl comes in, and then they're just like, end it. And it was like a almost like scared. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Like, hey, we can't let
It
them
was
know.
like, shh, that girl's coming. Shh,
Yeah,
quiet,
it's almost
quiet.
like I felt like,
Yeah.
this is so dumb, y'all. But I felt like when like the Jewish were kept like hidden because no one, you couldn't be, you know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't be out there like that. And that's honestly how I walked out confused. It was funny. My shift was over and I was just like, what just happened?
It's
We're
a
like
crazy
totally
time.
grown adult
Yes.
women with fucking children, and we can't have a conversation without you thinking like you're racist or you're a bigot or any of that. My problem is, who made the left right and who made the right?
I'm so glad
Nobody.
Marissa's here for this conversation.
No, and that's the thing, is like, we gotta stop giving a fuck about people's feelings. Your opinion is your opinion.
You
know what I mean? Like,
Let's
who
say that
cares?
louder. Let's say that louder for the people in the back.
I have had to
We don't
start
have to
being
be
like
like,
that.
well, no, keep talking. And if she doesn't like what the fuck is coming out of our mouth, let the bitch excuse herself.
Like we pulled up. Yesterday we were cleaning out the storage unit, and Pete was listening to somebody on a podcast, and we pulled up to Starbucks to get a refresher, and I was just like, oh my god, this is really loud, and I was just thinking to myself, oh my god, what's gonna happen? I was just like, and then I just kind of had to like tell myself like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like you're in your own damn car. Who gives a fuck
And
what you're listening to?
Honestly, y'all, it's probably...
It's social media.
Yes,
that's why I'm
it's
telling
only
you.
on social media. Most Americans don't. Social media just exacerbates absolutely everything from politics to gender identity. People really don't give a fuck.
And
They don't care that much.
No, I think a lot of people do. And it's crazy to me. I really just have come to the conclusion that we're in weird times. And I don't know if it's ever going to get back to whatever we
Yeah.
considered normal. And I don't really know what normal was. But at least you weren't friends with someone based on... I mean, so many people during this time have lost friendships.
Isn't that crazy?
So
All
dumb.
I want to know is, are you a fucking child molester? Are you going to steal from me? And would you take advantage of old people, bitch? And I just want to know, are you a good person, bitch?
That's all I need to know too. Like, I don't really care. Like and honestly, well,
Don't be a child molester.
Yeah. When she came, when they were like telling us to be quiet, don't be, bitch.
Don't be a map either. Don't be a minor attracted person either.
What the fuck is?
Oh my God, Marissa. And
What? You don't know what this is? What?
Marissa.
What?
I'm so done.
What? You haven't
I'm
heard this
so
phrase?
done. No.
A map.
And you haven't heard that they're trying to make this a normal thing?
Well, I did kind of know that part. I didn't know that it was called MAP, but I knew even a while ago, because I was doing my own child molestation research, and there's a whole fucking website called Man Boy Love or some shit. It's an organization.
Man, boy, love.
Marissa.
Something like that.
I will take you even further.
Oh my God,
Further. Check this shit out.
I'm sick.
This is even more sickening. There's a website where these pedophiles can log on to
Oh my God.
that have been either kids that are currently being sex trafficked, and so they get to buy and bid these kids, and it's just a website on
it's
there.
Real.
No, I know
I'm
it's
just trying
real.
to figure out if the FBI's got all this intelligence, bitch. Why aren't you going over the? Why aren't you trying to find the sex trafficked children?
You wanna know
and
why?
the missing children?
Because it's not Trump.
Exactly.
I'm gonna kick this door down right now if you keep talking about the FBI.
And listen, it's not Trump, and
so
it's
sickening.
not nothing that really benefits them if they bring it out to the open.
Hey, did Don send you all that video of the sex trafficking? Guys, don't have a camera on me, but I'm talking of the plastic thing around the door handle, though, the woman's door handle. Did y'all get that video from her? Mm-mm. So, quick story. This dad's just like, he has a camera and he is recording towards the ground, and he's walking towards a car, and it was his daughter's car. Daughter was a teenager. It had a zip tie around the back passenger door. He said that for the last 3 days, he was going outside, cutting off the zip tie and throwing it away. And he finally asked his daughter, because it was like 2 or 3 days in a row. He's like, why are you putting a zip tie in the back door? She's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I've been cutting off zip ties from the back passenger door of your car. She's like, I didn't put that there. He called one of his friends who's a police officer. I think it might have actually been locally too. Maybe Texas or Houston area. Mm-hmm. He said, you're joking, right? He said, no. He goes, that's what those that are out scouting to let others know who's somebody they want to sex traffic. That's the signal they put on their car, so they know who to target. So check your cars.
Yep. All the intelligence we have, and we can't find these children who are being fucking sex trafficked.
Don't even get me started with that, because here's the thing. I hate when people have arguments, right? Like when they say, who cares? Tax the rich.
That's all you can do is just
there's not that many
sigh.
rich people, guys, in the world, first of all. So they don't
In
give
the country.
so they don't, who gives a fuck, right? The one that this whole tax thing is going to hurt is us middle class people. It hurts us. And then it goes
But it's these big corporations that keep getting all the tax breaks and subsidies. That's some fucking bullshit, because they don't pay their fair
but it
share.
doesn't, this thing that passed doesn't benefit them.
With the buybacks, yes, it does.
Okay, but it does, it all is doing, it's hurting us.
Oh yeah, it hurts every time a big tax act has been put into place. It's always hurt.
What do they call
people.
it? What do they call it? They called it
What
the
fuck they're calling it.
was it the Inflationary Reduction Act?
The Inflation Reduction Act.
Yeah. Why not just call it the Deflation
I
Act?
don't fucking know why they're called. It's not reducing inflation. Why are you calling it that?
But people don't look into it.
It's a domino effect, though. Everything is a domino effect. And I hate when people are like, this is good. Okay, let's start from the top. Okay, groceries are going to be higher. So guess what that's going to do? People, again, I've said, I don't know how many times where I said people are going to start having to pick between food and getting to the fucking work.
And
Yeah.
hey, man, that's been happening for the last 20, 30 years.
I know, but not like
of
right
course,
now.
the pandemic has
not like right
exacerbated
now. I mean,
the
right now,
struggle.
I feel like we're about to go into a Great Depression.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, I do.
Take it easy.
I think
Take it
next
easy.
year, if you're an entrepreneur,
Well, they might try to change the definition of Great Depression.
Yeah, they are. So we won't know.
We won't know.
Bro, I watched. Shout out to Just Here.
Yeah.
She fucking posted the YouTube video of the lady who got her started on like kind of prepping. Mm-hmm. Her name is the Patriot Nurse.
It's a great name.
That bitch goes deep, bro.
Yeah.
She goes fucking deep. And I was just listening to her and I was just like, you are the reason why my anxiety level is now going to be through the roof. But it's such good knowledge.
Yeah, aren't you happy she exists though?
Yes, but it's such good knowledge. I have to sit through it. Like she'll post one shit up and it's like 24 minutes, and I sit through the 24 minutes because I can't. I'm like, come on, hurry up, get to your point. But from the beginning to the end, this lady's like really explaining to you how we're gonna be starving if you're not smart.
You remember making fun of these people?
I don't remember. I never made fun of doomsday preppers.
You didn't?
I didn't.
You did?
I feel like I did.
I didn't.
Sure
What
I
Because
did.
there was a show called Doomsday.
Yes,
and I
on
was
TLC.
I
I
know.
talked about
I
it.
don't
always thought
remember
it was
it.
Yes.
cool, but I was like, oh, stupid ass.
Yeah.
I just remember thinking like, y'all really finna do that right now? I mean,
I thought it was cool though, because I watched
did.
every
Yeah.
episode.
It was
because
intriguing.
their houses are underneath. They bought
Yep,
land
yep.
underneath, and so I thought that was genius. I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? I was like, this is crazy.
Joke's on us, huh? Got egg on our face.
Well, yesterday I went through this. Pete was mad at me, but we cleaned out the entire storage, and I went home and continued it. I brought groceries, and I just got overwhelmed, and I said, I don't even know what's in here. And I said, we need to clear this out because I call it my dungeon pantry. It's a deeper one that's in there. The little side one?
Yeah.
So it's kind of set up weird. You haven't been to the house.
That's for the end of the world.
That's the one I want to set up for the end
Do you
of
have
the
one
world.
too, Larissa?
I used to when I was a little kid. My mom had a Y2K cabinet. She really thought we were gonna die.
See?
And I was like, but I would always sneak little snacks out of there. And,
So this lady actually said she doesn't recommend you buy like that food, like the Patriot Supply food that we bought, because you don't really know when shit's going to hit the fan. So it's better if you buy your canned goods, right, that you kind of would normally buy, just buy a little bit more and stash them.
Yeah.
Because at least those, should they start expiring, you can use them versus like, are you going to open up a container, one of your containers with all the food just because shit, you're more likely to use the cans before you'll open up one of those containers. So she was just saying, don't throw away $2,000 just yet. Hold on. Like stock up your pantry with like cans and like shit that, you would probably buy on a normal basis. Stock up on that and then go ahead and buy which I did the opposite.
Yeah. When do y'all think y'all will stop giving a fuck about that kind of stuff? 70, 75, 80?
I've always cared.
I know, I have too. But now I'm starting to think, how long
I've
do we have
never
to prepare for? You didn't used to, but now you do.
No, I do.
Now
And
your anxiety's at a 10, though.
Are you talking about politics or
No.
doomsday prepping?
Doomsday prepping.
Okay.
We'll get to politics. We'll get back to
prepping.
that. Yeah.
I don't
You think like when you guys are like
politics.
70 and do what?
I said I don't care about that as much as I've done about politics.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, but now I
hope I'm
definitely
not here. I hope I'm by 70. I hope I'm in Mexico in my little
Yeah,
beach house
yeah.
getting just
You too?
dark.
Her.
You
No,
too?
no.
No,
I want
Mexico?
to be here.
Okay, yeah.
I want to hang out in Mexico a lot and have some property, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to live here. I just
Yo.
don't.
Have
I
y'all
don't.
seen
And
what's
even
going on?
Mexico's building a fucking wall, so none of us go over there. No, I'm serious. They are. They had a whole thing on the Spanish news. They don't want Americans there.
That's true.
They
Oh,
say to
really?
They
Yeah.
say get the fuck out.
Too much tourism, too much
You want
English.
to know why? Because of the fact that Americans who can take their dollar here
Yeah.
goes a long way over there, and
Rent's
they're buying
going
up
up.
shit. So rent's going up for them. Food costs is going up for them. So they're like, bitch,
We
we could-
gentrifying Mexico.
Hey, and they're
bitch.
like, we could barely make it,
we
bitch, and
taking
you
it
coming
back.
over here?
We're taking it back.
But yeah, I just feel like it's just the weirdest thing that what people are into. And then, like I said, going through that and then doing the Bible study with Just here and just the questions that it asked about what is it, and I said, all fucking social media has done to us is literally just, I don't like that person. Oh, that person. Oh, yeah, I bet her life is good. Look at her with her, well, yeah, I could too if I had 5 nannies and 2 coaches. And you know what I'm saying? I don't think people were this judgmental back then because there was no social media.
No, they were. You just didn't know about it.
No,
Yeah.
you couldn't be this judgmental back then, Rob, because you didn't see people.
What's back then? What's back then?
I mean, before social media.
Oh, you mean like 20 years ago? 20? Yeah,
Right.
sure,
We couldn't be like you. Whatever you saw was what you knew. Like you know what I'm saying? Like when you see somebody post some shit, let's just kind of be real, and you know this person personally, and they're posting this like wonderful life, and here you're thinking, but just last week I got a text from you that said like you can't stand your husband anymore, and that you were going to go on a date. You were going to go on a date with this person you work with.
Shots fired. Shots fired. But you know what the internet did do is it helped everybody see people's real
Well,
personalities.
I know you. You couldn't lie like that 20 years ago because it'd be like, bitch, what you saying?
Yeah,
like we
yeah.
couldn't sit here in a conversation with other friends back then
Yeah.
and one bitch be lying and then all of us really know the truth and be like, fuck is you talking about? That's not true. You know, I mean, I don't know about you, but that's
Well,
how I
I
be with
was
my
always
friends.
that friend that's like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? You need to tell these people the truth. You ain't
Yeah.
gonna make me look bad too,
So-
bitch. So that's why I didn't have a lot of friends.
Like for me, it was just like
It makes sense. It all makes sense.
I like it was weird because I've always had a shitload of friends, right? Like, or acquaintances, I guess
Yeah.
you should call them, right?
Yeah.
And I knew a lot of people. If you told me, hey, I need someone, do you know someone that, yeah, actually I do. Hold on, let me call so-and-so and I'll let you know if they're available or whatever, right? So I always kind of like was the person that could connect somebody. And then it was like, as I got older, so now I'm getting late 20s, right? Now my friends are a lot smaller, right? And I still know a lot of people, but this group right here is pretty tight, right? And then I get even older and now it's like I don't really talk to nobody. Like it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's like I stay in there. And now I've gotten this anxiety about being out and about anyway, so it doesn't even fucking matter. I just rather stay in my house. I'm like, well, I have a pool here. I mean, I have food.
I got all the foods and snacks
I
I
got all
need.
that shit. So
Yup.
why do I need to go anywhere? Like Amazon is on my phone. I'm just gonna order whatever I need.
Yup.
You know, it's just like I really don't even care to go out anymore, and it's awful because that was never me before.
You can't even get on the road without being murdered.
I mean,
You're either getting shot or a fucking cement truck smushing you at a fucking red light.
I mean, isn't it? You know,
I totally agree with both of you.
And look, now that I'm at this firm,
And I'm the youngest one.
all they insure are 18-wheelers. So we see dash cam of these motherfuckers killing people every day. They don't see you. Remember that. Their shit's not strapped down properly. Remember that.
yeah. Trust me. I just
These
like
bitches.
was I really pondered on this on this Bible study with Just Tears. I was looking at all the.
Oh, yeah, let's go back to that.
Let me
Can we go
read
back
y'all
to
some of
that?
the
We get
questions.
lost from the Bible study.
I know, right? Marissa, it's all your fault. You throw my soul's brain off for a loop.
Yeah.
While she's looking that up, can you tell people what you've been up to? Just looking at the
Yeah,
camera and
update
just tell
them.
them, give them a nice little message.
Trying not to die. That's what I've been up to.
Well,
Trying not
Y'all,
to
wait a
fucking
second. I gotta
die.
interrupt this. Breaking news. Breaking news.
Oh, hell.
As I was looking for the email, I just saw an email that Juan, Big Smoker, upgraded to a comadre.
Oh, shit. Juan Big. Well, for starters, it's Juan Big Stoner, but Juan Big Smoker.
What did I say?
Juan
Oh,
Big
smoker, oops,
So
stoner.
now that you got the $1, am I not the only broke bitch anymore? Yes, now I gotta have somebody to look down at.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
You
Where did
peasants.
Just Tears send that? Oh, I emailed it to myself. That's what I did. Okay.
So trying to stay alive.
Trying to stay alive, preparing my kids for school, which is coming, and just some behind the scenes stuff for business and whatnot. And
Some big things
That's
coming
that.
through.
Awesome.
that's that.
Wow.
That's what I'm doing.
Thanks for coming on the show. Nice. You're nice and controlled now, but as soon as we start
thank
talking about real stuff, you're like, this bitch. Tell you.
Ooh, gee, it's just been crazy.
Okay, so it says, what are you seeking? And the question is, what are you truly seeking?
Can you answer that question? Can we go around in a circle and answer that question?
About what? On social media?
No, just in life. This is about life. Like, so this is like,
And then social media.
yeah, I guess for me, I'm honestly seeking, and I hate to sound so cliche and like, I'm honestly seeking just peace
Amen.
in my environment.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be around anybody who's non-peaceful. Like, don't bring all your shit around me. Like, I can't
You
do it.
don't want to wake up
anymore.
and choose violence anymore?
I mean, I just don't want to like,
Sometimes.
sometimes violence has to be involved. But you know what I mean? Like, I just want to be
Violence
like,
is necessary, y'all.
I just want to be like, why can't we all just get along? That's kind of what I'm seeking. I just want to seek like, I also want to seek like, that's why like I make sure that when we talk on the podcast, I like make sure to say all the time, like, even if you don't agree with me, thank you for listening to my podcast, because I'd love to hear your feedback on all the shit you don't agree with me, because that's how I learn. Then I
Yeah.
see other people, like my friend, one of my best friends, she and I do not see eye to eye anymore. We didn't see eye to eye for about a few things before. Like, for example, she would never change her maiden last name to her married last name. She feels like we already do too much, so why should I change my last name to yours, right? I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
I feel like we're a unit now. We're a family. I want for my kids to, I want to have the same last name as my kids. But I get it. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Stay that boss bitch forever.
Yeah, if you want to do that, that's you, right? She's always felt a certain kind of way about guns. I mean, I've always had, up until like a couple of years ago when it expired, I've always had a CHL. So it was never like, I've never felt guns were bad, even though I didn't vote right or whatever, red or whatever. So that's what I mean. There's people on both sides who don't necessarily agree with every weirdo that thinks a lot of this stuff is necessary. Like, y'all.
Let it out. Take your time.
This abortion altar, my G.
What is abortion altar? What is abortion altar?
I mean, you're going to you chose to abort your baby. So how are you going to make it an altar?
Please don't. What?
What? I don't know.
So you're making they make an altar like you do for Dia de Muertos.
Oh.
They make an altar for kids that they aborted. And I wanted to make a comment so bad and been like, that's very offensive to somebody who celebrates Dia de Muertos. You know what I'm saying? Because when I make an altar, it's to honor my family who's passed, my father, my grandfather, my uncle, and they didn't choose to die. You chose to abort your child. So how are you going to make an altar for the baby that you chose to no longer have? Like, you need to deal with that by yourself.
Yeah, that's a private thing. Don't do that.
Making an altar. That's what I mean. There's so many people that are into things. So, this is also talking about social media. So it says, what are you truly seeking? What are the areas of my life that I give most time to? Where do you give most time to, Rob?
Podcasting.
How about you?
Working.
Don't ask
and trying
me.
to stay alive.
Yeah.
Working and trying to stay alive and not beat up my children. I spend time trying to do that.
Dude, it's podcasting and family. Like that's my life, and honestly, I love it.
Amen. Hallelujah. We're living the dream, y'all.
Yeah.
Right. Here's another good question. I'm telling you, this Bible study was great. How do I spend the majority of my time online? That's the one that got me. I was like, oh, how do I?
Okay, let's answer it. Who can answer it first? Marissa, you probably don't even spend that much time online, do you?
Not really, but when I do, it's just for entertainment. That's what the fuck I'm going on there for.
I'm going
not to get information or like learn things. I'm just doing it for entertainment.
You're part of the problem. Moving on.
Not on Instagram.
I do it because I have to promote my business.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing.
But that's what I was saying before. Oh, that's what I was talking about before Marissa walked in. And I just don't have any desire to post on my personal because there's nothing interesting recently that I feel needs to be posted.
Bro.
Yeah. Amen.
Actual post. I've done one a year for the last 2 years. Everything else is just stories.
Yeah, I think, and that's what I've been using the most lately. It's just my stories. Because I'm like, what am I posting? And
I just like to post my babies and funny shit, and that's it. I mean, that's pretty much it.
So 2011, get out of here.
I know.
When I think about what is most important to me, what comes to mind?
Go ahead.
Family.
My family,
Well,
my
yeah,
kids.
of course.
Yeah, my kids, my husband. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little mocosos and Don.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the podcast.
What music,
And the
movies,
podcast.
and apps take up the most space in my life?
Ooh, this should be a good one.
But it says, keep in mind, these can be positive things too.
So what are they again?
What music, movies, and apps take
Music,
up
movies, and apps.
the most space in my life?
Probably just podcasts. Not
Yeah,
really.
by far podcast.
Yeah.
By far podcast and music. But I'm still in like late 90s, early 2000s mode.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Same. I have my favorites list. And if y'all see my favorite, that's all it says, my favorites. If y'all see what songs they are, they're like, there's new songs out. Yeah,
They suck. Yeah, they
who
suck. I
cares?
get it.
Fuck 'em.
I don't know. I don't know. What did that person say even? The only ones in my book that can get away with that is Migos.
Migos. I knew you were going to say Migos.
That's the only guys that I feel because they were the ones that kind of did that shit
Don't pretend you weren't jamming Bad and Bougie.
all the time.
That
I
was a good
mean,
song.
that's the thing.
That whole album was pretty good.
Okay, so the part that I was telling you guys about that says, what are you really looking for? Are you finding it? What are you getting instead? And where else could you be spending your time, right? So this book is all about social media, okay? When we're doing our Bible study, just so you guys kind of get an idea. The example says, I spend a lot of my time on YouTube watching workout videos. That was when it says, what am I seeking? That's what the example wrote underneath. And then it says, how is this influencing me? On that side, it says, I find myself obsessing about the perfect body. I can tell watching these produces anxiety.
I can tell. I tell you what.
I hate you, Rob. We went the cafecito the other day. It went live, and someone said, "I just love your wife's accent." I was like,
I just love your wife's accent. It is so adorable.
I was like, what accent are you talking about? The only one that thinks it is Siri because she never knows what it says.
She's a nice brown Southern belle.
That accent.
I said hat, and that bitch wrote HESS.
What?
What?
I said hat,
What?
Siri, not Hess. I'm like,
I hear it. I hear it now. You said hat?
hat. And she wrote HESS. I'm just like, sometimes I'll send Dawn something. She'll say, was that for me? I'm like, Siri never understands me.
Yeah,
Forget
you've done it to me too. You've done it to me too. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I've done it to you too. I'm like, forget it. I just told him, I said, hold on, I'll
call you
text you.
later.
Yeah, I'm like, she doesn't understand me. I hate it. But I thought this was good, and I thought it was something that I feel like we can all kind of sit back and kind of like marinate on. Like we like consume so much social media, so much that to the point where like I don't get on TikTok. I don't know how to work it to begin with. It's too many videos for me.
Yeah.
Instagram is my jam. I just can scroll. I unfollow.
You know what's number one? TikTok is the number one social media app.
I can't with the
You know how
Chinese.
annoying I find that? That's how I know I'm getting old. I'm only 32, guys, and I feel like I'm 52 as fuck.
Why is that number one?
Because the kids love the short attention span, just constant scroll.
I can't.
There's nothing of substance.
But there's so many you can watch. After a while, you're just like, okay, I'm done with this.
But how often, or have you ever, either one of you, gone through a rabbit hole where you realize it's been 25 minutes?
Well, the only day was the one where I found about the fat positivity TikToks.
What? What?
When I saw that reel, I said, "Oh hell no!"
Oh yeah.
Fat positivity, and somebody in the comments is like, "It's body positivity."
Oh, that's funny.
I mean,
I was like, "No, bitch,
never
she's talking
knew.
about fat positivity."
I didn't know that was a thing. And the only reason I went down that rabbit hole, I told you guys, somebody sent me something and I was like, oh. And then everybody in the Discord was talking about how you can find recipes on there. And so right now I'm kind of in this DIY thing that I'm trying to do here at the studio. So I'm like, maybe I can find something there for people that did shit. But then I don't know how to search it. So I was just doing this. And I guess it's different videos of different stuff.
Yeah.
And that's where I came across it. I was like, what is this? And then I like clicked that page and then I went up and it's another one. I was like, wait a minute, is this a thing?
45 minutes later.
I had no idea. I was like, why don't I know about this? This is really weird. And again, what I was trying to say out of that is like, you're telling people that it's okay to be fat is like telling them it's okay to kill yourself.
Yep.
Because
I'd rather
and
just
I
tell
know
people
it's not
kill yourself.
okay.
Huh?
I said I'm fat and I know it's not okay.
I mean,
I'm sick of this shit.
It
My
li-
knees hurt. Just like you were saying that your knees hurt.
My knees hurt.
My knees have been fucking hurting.
Guys, there's
It's because the
It's
weight.
too much.
It's the weight. Especially if your body was not used to being that big.
Can't do that.
And that's me. And so that's why when I was like, I'm ready for the comments because people are good. Again, we interpret things how we want to interpret them. You
Pretty
know?
much.
So I was just like, I know what I meant by it. I know that I didn't mean nothing.
Did anybody come for you?
No, actually.
the YouTube comments are positive too. I don't know if
Yeah,
you saw them.
everybody was like, this was a good episode because again, I want to reiterate here. It's about being healthy. So,
Yes.
I'm not saying you
Amen.
got to have a
Hallelujah.
6-pack, my G. Like, just don't have diabetes, don't have high blood pressure, don't be on medication. Don't be a burden to the future person who's got to take care of you because now you're on all these medications. And if insurance doesn't cover everything because Big Pharma is only going to keep going up on shit and making other shit.
Hello.
So you're going to take this medication because then that medication costs something else. So now you're going to keep making Big Pharma rich.
Have you seen that? I don't know if it's a Nike commercial, but it was a commercial where like they're just, some bigger people doing like activities. And like the last scene is like a really big girl doing like the yoga pose where you're upside down on your forearms. And the comments are just like, well, there goes L4, L5.
Damn.
But damn, but if she can do that, my G.
Yeah, good for you. But is it just the point of diminishing returns though? Like it looks
Yeah.
cool, but your fucking spine's got 400 pounds going down on it.
Be careful.
Yeah, I mean it's little stuff like that, but I think we're in a weird we're in weird times. It's amazing. Like I never thought I'd see the day where some shit like what just happened in Mar-a-Lago what happened.
Right. Oh yeah.
And I just never in a million years, like I would have seen so much disrespect for a president. Whether you fucking liked him or not, no president has fucking been disrespected this way.
Hillary's like, but her emails hats.
You know what I'm saying? So
Got
like
merch.
whether you like Trump or not, I don't give a shit. That's not what we're talking about. Let's talk about legit what just happened.
But still, even his response is a little sketchy and it's changed. He's like, oh, we don't have anything. And then it changed and he's like, well, you know how you're busy and you're working and sometimes you take stuff. And then he's like, it's attorney-client privilege. Make up your fucking mind, bro.
Yeah, I still don't care. Say what you want to say. They went in your house with no right. So for
and
me,
didn't provide the warrant.
Yeah, and so for me, that's the problem. Now,
Yeah.
what you gonna claim later on? What goes to court or whatever?
And then he
it
made
is?
it a felony to mishandle privileged documents.
Isn't it funny that was him that did it back in
It's
like
like,
2017,
okay,
18?
bitch, well,
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. My thing is that for me, it's principle. I guess because the Libra in me, I like to be fairness. And to be fair, this guy did not get treated
Dude,
fair.
it's to our own detriment. Sol and I are
Yeah.
the most Libra of all Libras that I've ever met.
Yeah.
We're trying to be balanced, but I fucking
The FBI
hate
has
some
always
people.
been used as a weapon in history.
Totally.
It's always
He's been
used
out
as a
how
weapon.
long? And we still ain't got nothing else to talk about except that. My thing for this is always, what is the distraction? What's coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call it the October surprise.
Well, they're trying to cut him out at the knees before it's time to start getting ready for 2024.
Meanwhile, what they
That
did
is
was
what
just made
they're
him the
doing.
candidate. Like he's for sure going to win now.
He's so many people are. And then I love the headlines, y'all. So we're totally just.
Oh, yeah.
went into
Let's
something
segue
else.
in episode 2 now because
All right.
we're at our hour mark. So, Marissa,
there
you're
you go.
staying, right?
You're staying, Marissa?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I'll go a little
All right,
bit
guys.
longer.
So thank you so much for listening. Again, if you're not a part of Her World, come join us on the Discord. There's now a $1 tier, and you don't get the bonus episode, but at least you get to come over and chat with some amazing people, meet some great men and women that are a part of Her World. So thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see y'all next week.